Person knocks on your door and says, I'm so hungry, I'm so poor, can you give me some food? And you say, ugh, I don't need this. That a silly thing to say? Of course you don't need this, you're not the one who's hungry. So why do you give tzedakah? Because you don't need it. You give tzedakah because that's life. When you have one answer for many, many questions, you know that that is true. When an answer answers only one question, it's not so convincing. But when it answers many questions, boy, that sounds like it's really, really emet. So let me give you an example. I have a few questions, and they're not related, they're completely different subjects, they have nothing to do with each other, and the answer to all of them is one answer. Let's do this quickly. Question number 1. Why are teenagers angry? You notice that every 16-year-old is angry? Why? I can understand that teenagers are frustrated, but why are they angry? Let me ask you something else. Rambam says that in everything you do, you should be moderate. Not too much to the left, not too much to the right. The middle. Except for humility. You have to be extremely humble, not moderately humble. What is so good about humble? We say in the tefillah, I'm nothing, I was nothing before I was born, I'm nothing now, I'll be nothing after I die. Humble. But what's good about that? Psychologists tell us that we have to have a good self-image, not a bad self-image. Especially on Yom Kippur. On Yom Kippur, we say it over and over and over. I'm nothing, I'm worthless, I'm insignificant. And then forgive me. If you're so nothing and you're so insignificant, why should I forgive you? Tell God that you're good for something. Then He'll forgive you. But if you're good for nothing, so why should He forgive you? Let's change the subject. Why do people ask, throughout all of history, all over the world, people ask, why are we here? What is the purpose? We've been here for 5,000 years. According to the scientists, we've been here for 5 billion years. Shouldn't we get used to it already? Person said, why are we here? I said, I don't know, where do you want to go? You know any other place? So why do we keep asking this question? Everybody asks it. Let's change the subject. How come other nations, the Egyptians and the Babylonians and the Greeks and the Turks and the English and the Russians, they were so powerful and they're gone. And the Jewish people are still here. Yes, it's a miracle. But how come? Let me ask you a completely different question. What are you not allowed to do on Shabbat? 39 constructive labor. If you want to do something that is not constructive, you can do it all day. It's It's not very Shabbosdik, so if you want to carry a huge mattress up and down the stairs in your house, you're allowed to. It's hard labor, you'll be tired, but you're allowed to. Why are you allowed to? Because you're not accomplishing anything. It's not productive. So why would God tell us that on the holiest day we should not do productive things? Shouldn't it be the opposite? Today is a holy day. Do only productive things. Don't waste time. No. If it's productive, you're not allowed to do it. What is the reason for this? A very serious question. What is death? What does it mean somebody died? What is that? We're too used to it. A dead thing can start to live? No. But a living thing can die. How come? Doesn't make sense. How can a living thing stop living? I mean, how can a fish stop being a fish? How can life die? It doesn't make any sense. A not so serious question. If you fall down a flight of stairs, you probably end up in the hospital. But not if you're drunk. If you fall down the same flight of stairs when you're drunk, you don't hurt yourself. You get up and you continue going. How come? The final question is this. Why do we say l'chaim when we make a toast? L'chaim, to life. Is taking a little bit of alcohol, is making a toast so dangerous that you have to pray for life? L'chaim, I don't want to die. Why are you getting so serious over a drink? When you get on an airplane, you should say l'chaim. It's a good occasion to pray, especially if it's like Ukrainian air. Well, we don't. But when you make a toast, you say l'chaim. Why? There's a non-Jewish custom that when they make a toast, they touch the glasses. It's not a Jewish custom. Where does it come from? In the olden days, when you were in somebody's house and they gave you liquor, they're trying to poison you. So to make sure that it's not poisoned, you exchanged glasses. You said, no, you drink this, I'll drink what so give me your drink, then I know it's safe. Which is ridiculous because people are smart enough to, anyway. That's a non-Jewish custom. Jews don't have that custom because Jews didn't poison each other. Because when a Jew wants to kill another Jew, for whatever reason, he's not going to ruin a good drink just to kill somebody. It's baltashtis, you know. So our drinks were always safe, and yet we say l'chaim before we take a drink. Okay. There are more questions, but here's the answer to all those questions. God created the world. He made existence. because nothing existed before he created it. Then he gave everything that exists a life. Existence is not the same as life, and life is not the same as existence. They're different. Like we say in the brachot, in the Shehecheyanu, Shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu. Hecheyanu means he gave us life. Kiyamanu means he kept us in existence. Like some people say, a stone exists, doesn't have a life. So you can exist without a life, and you can have a life without existing. They're two separate things. So what does it mean to exist? To exist means to take up space. A book is real. It exists because you can't put two books in the same space. Fire exists, water exists, stones exist. Why? They take up space. Even feelings take up space in your heart. And that's why when you have a strong feeling, we say, my heart is full. A thought in your brain takes up space. That's why you can't think two thoughts at the same time. A human being exists, takes up space. For every person that comes into the synagogue, you have to have a seat, because you can't put two people in the same seat. That's existence. Also, to exist, you need many things. Just to exist. To exist, you need to eat. To exist, you need to drink. To exist, you need to sleep. To exist, you need a house. You need warm clothes if it's cold, and you need an air conditioner when it's hot. You need friends, you need support, you need love, you need all sorts of things. For what? To exist. And what does it mean to exist? To take up space. Is this a little embarrassing? You ask a person, so what do you do? Oh, I take up space. I take up a lot of space. And I need food, I need drink, I need a house, I need clothes, I need friends, I need... So imagine you have what to drink, and you have a house, and you have food, and you have everything you need. Now what happens? You can continue to take up space tomorrow. So existing doesn't lead anywhere. It keeps you where you are so that you can do it again tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll take up space, and you'll need to eat, and you'll need to drink, and you'll need a house. Same thing. What is life? Life means the effect that you're having by existing. You exist. What is that doing to the people around you, to the world, to God? What effect are you having? What contribution are you making? That's your life. Everything has a life. The life of fire, it gives warmth. It gives light. The life of water, it makes things grow. It keeps things cool. Puts out the fire. That's its life. What is the life of a stone? It gives stability. You build a house out of stone, you have a very stable house. That is its contribution. That is its life. Now, let's take a look at all the questions we asked. What's wrong with teenagers? Why are they angry? If you ask them, they're angry because my mother ruined my whole life. You're laughing because it's true, right? My mother ruined my whole life. They always say whole life because they're not good at fractions. But it's not true. Your mother does not ruin your life, especially when you're a teenager and you don't even have a life. There's nothing to ruin. You have no life. All you have is an existence, and it's not even yours. Like the teenage girl who says, I'm angry at my mother. She went into my room without permission. Your room? How did it become your room? You pay rent? You mean the room that your mother lets you sleep in? It's not your room. You exist, you take up space, you feel important. How did that happen? Because your mother gave birth to you. She gave you your existence. Teenagers are smart enough to know that existing is embarrassing and a little depressing. I take up space. When you're a baby, you don't mind. When you become a teenager and you start to think a little bit, like, what am I? What am I? I take up space. Give me. I need. It's mine. That is so embarrassing. So the teenager is making the mistake. She says, my mother ruined my life. No. You can't ruin life. Your mother ruins your existence. Because if you're very proud of your room and your shoes and your iPhone, they all belong to your mother. Your existence is not even yours. So it's embarrassing. So they're angry. So what should they do? They should honor their mother, then they'll have a life. If a teenager makes his mother happy, he has a life. He's starting to live. He's having an effect. Do you see how dangerous it is to confuse life with existing? What's good about being humble? Shouldn't you be excited about your life? Of course you should. We're not humbling life, you're humbling existence. Don't be arrogant about your existence. There's nothing to be proud of. You take up space and you're proud? Come on. How come other nations are gone and we still exist? Because all they wanted was to exist. And they put all their energy into existing. They don't exist anymore. We were told, before we came into Eretz Yisrael for the first time, remember what Moshe said to the people? He said, let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to get comfortable, you're going to move in to a nice house with a garden, but you're going to get thrown out. You're going to be scattered all over the world. You're going to be a tiny minority, and you're going to live in countries where nobody wants you. And you're going to suffer, and you're going to go crazy because you don't know what's going to be tomorrow. So the people said to Moshe, oh, whoa, wait, what? What are you telling us? Moshe said, what I'm telling you is, you're never going to have a good existence. So you be busy living. This is our secret. They just wanted to exist and they don't exist anymore. We are busy living and we exist. In fact, when our existence was really, really bad, the worst, we were most alive. The biggest chachamim, the biggest writings, the holiest people, when our existence was terrible. That has been our history. For all of our history, we barely exist, but we are so alive. We have such an impact. And that's why the anti-Semite can't stand Jews. Any country we come to, we make such a big difference. And they don't. They're jealous. They think we're running the country. They think we're trying to take over the country. What makes them think that? Look at how you're influencing the country. But we're influencing the world by living, not by trying to conquer the land. So it turns out, if you try hard to exist, you're going to stop existing. If you give your energy to life, you exist easier. Like a doctor in the time of a plague. He doesn't get sick. Like Superman. He doesn't get sick, he doesn't get tired, he doesn't eat, he doesn't sleep. He's amazing. What's going on? He is so alive. His contribution is so necessary, so obvious, that his existence takes care of itself. So I'll eat tomorrow. So I'll sleep later. He's so alive. Like a pregnant woman. A pregnant woman's existence is destroyed. You don't have your own space. Your space was invaded by a baby. You can't eat anymore. You can't eat what you want. You can't sleep when you want. You can't sleep how you want. Your existence is ruined. And you're so alive. It says in one of the miracles in the Beit HaMikdash, people stood crowded next to each other, and when it came down time to bow, there was room for everyone to bow. How did that happen? They're standing next to each other, there's no room. When it comes to bowing, all of a sudden there's room for both. When you bow, when you're serving God, when you're living, you don't take up so much space. The space doesn't matter. Because it's not about existing, it's about living. We spoke earlier about marriage, relationships. There's one very important thing you need to know. If you're married, you already know. When you get married, you destroy each other's existence. You invade each other's space. You take away half the food, half the space, half the money, everything. So when you get married, your existence is going to be ruined. So why do you get married? Because when you're married, you can start a life. So you give up the existence in order to have life. That's a good deal. Tzedakah. Tzedakah tatzil mimavet. When you give $1 to tzedakah, you're giving away a little bit of your existence. Because $1 is only good for existence. When you give your dollar to someone else's existence, now you are starting to live. That's life. Tatzil mimaved. Honor your father and mother. Kabed et avicha v'et imecha lema'an yarichun yamecha. If you honor your parents, how? You make their existence easier. Right? That's the mitzvah. Carry their bags, get up from the table and bring the food. Make their existence a little easier. When you do that, what do you get in return? You have life. L'man yarichun yamecha. You're starting to live. You're having an effect. People who become suicidal is usually because they don't think they're having any effect. So they're hoping that maybe their death will have an effect. Why can't you just be happy existing? No. A human being can't do that. That's why we have to humble our existence, because it's embarrassing and depressing. Why are people always asking, why are we here? Because it's a very good question. You're taking up space and demanding food and drink. Boy, there better be a good excuse. Why? Why do we take up space? Why do we exist? It's so embarrassing. But look at how confused you get when instead of asking what is the purpose of existence, most people ask, what's the purpose of life? Oh, life is the purpose. Your question is, why do we exist? Don't get confused. In 1948, we told the whole world that we need our own space. We have no place to go. We need our own space. So they gave us Eretz Yisrael. Here's a space. Now somebody comes along and says, wait a minute, it's my space. So what does the whole world say? Share. Share the space. Move over. 2 states. It was a mistake. In 48, we should have come to the world and we should have said, Eretz Yisrael is our life. No decent person is going to tell you to share your life. But if it's your space, okay, so have a little less space, move over. It's a big mistake. We really have to be careful. Don't confuse existing with living. Now, what is death? Death means your existence ends, not life. Life can't end. Life lives. What else is it going to do? Death means you don't take up space anymore, and you don't need to eat and you don't need to drink. So what are you? Completely alive. That's why a cemetery is called Bet HaChayim. Bet HaChayim. Because people who die are completely alive. We have to put some energy into our existence. Now, why do we say L'chaim? It'll make sense now. L'chaim means I don't want to only exist, I want to live. So it's not L'chaim, I don't want to die. You're not going to die. L'chaim means I prefer life over existence. Because that's the Jewish way. Our history, not much of an existence, but a lot of life. God reminds us every week. It's Shabbos. It's Shabbos. Don't do anything productive to improve your existence. Forget about your existence. You have 6 days to worry about your existence. Take a break. Take a vacation. Your existence is fine. You have what to eat, good. You don't have what to eat, okay. 1 day out of the week, focus on your life. 1 day out of the week, don't think, what do I need? Think, who needs me? That's life. It's our history and it's our practice every week. So we say l'chaim. Why do we say l'chaim when we take a drink? Because when you drink alcohol, your existence becomes softer. You don't take up space. Drunk people don't take up space. How do we know this? Because when a person is sober and he wants to talk to you, he will stand over here in South America. In North America, he'll stand over there. But when they're drunk, they stand over here. And you're uncomfortable. So you back away and they follow you. They don't have a concept of space anymore. 6 people can sit on a sofa comfortably when they're sober. But 10 people can sit on that same sofa when they're drunk. Drunk people don't take up space. So what do you do when you say l'chaim? You say, I'm going to take a drink and it's going to soften my existence. Why? Because I want to live. I want to stop worrying about my existence so I can live. And that's why on Purim, when we're supposed to be very happy about life, you're allowed to drink and get rid of your existence. At a wedding, at a simchat Torah, you're allowed to take a drink. But if you're not excited about life, don't drink. You're just going to get depressed. Because if all you have is an existence, don't weaken it. But when you have the option of life, when you can be like a doctor in the time of a plague, have a drink. It'll help you do your job. It'll relax your existence. So here's the secret. We teach children how to exist, how to eat, how to cross the street, how to tie their shoes, how to brush their teeth. It's all existing. What do we teach them about life? Not enough. We teach them to share their candy or their toys. That sounds nice. That sounds like life. But if you say to your child, share your toys when your friend comes to your house, because then when you go to his house, he'll share his toys with you. Now it's just about existing again. You say to a child, never lie, don't lie. Good, yeah? But then you ruin it. You say, don't lie, because if you lie, then people won't believe you when you're telling the truth. So again, it's to make your existence better. You tell a child to learn, study, get good marks. That sounds nice. But then you ruin it. You say, study, think, learn, be smart, so that you'll get a job. You're back to existing again. But when you tell a child, make a bracha on the milk, make a bracha on the cookie. Why? Will it help my existence? No. You can exist without making a bracha. Many people do. They're fine. They may even have a better existence than you. So why do you make the bracha? Because this is God's food. You have to make a bracha. Will it help your existence? No. It will give you a life. So we're too stuck on doing the things we need. But all the things we need is part of our existence. Life doesn't need anything. A person knocks on your door and says, I'm so hungry, I'm so poor, can you give me some food? And you say, ugh, I don't need this. That a silly thing to say? Of course you don't need this. You're not the one who's hungry. So why do you give tzedakah? Because you don't need it. You give tzedakah because that's life, not existence. You put on tefillin not because you need it. It's not part of your existence. It's what gives you a life. You're serving. You're making a difference. You're doing what God needs, like giving a hungry man a sandwich. You don't need it. You are serving someone's need. That's life. And that's Jewish. You don't become religious. A Jew doesn't need religion. To be Jewish is much better than to be religious. And if you think that a Jew needs to become religious, that's an insult. A Jew is much better than religion. No Jew needs religion. If you're Jewish, you're much holier than a religion. Just be Jewish. Get up in the morning and ask God, what do you need from me? I'm a Jew. That's not a religion. So you see a guy putting on tefillin in the airport, and your first thought is, oh, religious guy. That's not good. That's part of our confusion. When you see a Jew putting on tefillin, your only thought should be, oh, another Jew. So why is he putting on tefillin? Because he's a Jew. Who says he has to be religious? And the same is true with every mitzvah. So why do we say l'chaim? Because we want life more than we want existence. And to prove it all, there is one famous saying that describes the Jew. And now you'll understand how powerful it is. If you want to describe Am Yisrael, do you need to write a book? Do you need to make a long speech? Do you even need a long sentence? If you want to describe a Jew perfectly, deeply, truly, all you say is, Am Yisrael Chai. We live Everybody else can exist. We live. And that's why we will save the world. We will be a light. We will show the world how to live, because they have been so busy with their existence, they forgot about living. So it says it all. Am Yisrael? Are you asking me about Am Yisrael? I'll tell you. Chai. L'chaim.